This is like 3 a.m. after watching a debate video, I remember. I was like, if I die tonight, or if I die before I wake up, I want to become a Muslim. So I pulled up the shahada on my phone and I just said it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a Muslim. And I remember like being like, wow, like that was easy. I just had to come to terms with it. And subhanAllah, like I woke up the next day and I told this guy, hey, so I became Muslim. And he was like, oh my gosh, subhanAllah, like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I was like, yeah, second thing, I'm breaking up with you. And he wasn't really happy about it. He was arguing with me on the phone for like 3 hours, trying to tell me like, no, but like we could stay together. And I told him, no, I know this is haram. Like you can't, like we can't do this. And he was like, okay. Finally, he was like, you know what? I agree with you. Let's just, let me take you to the mosque for the first time. Cause I didn't know any Muslims back then other than him and his family. Well, his mom was Christian, but like the rest of his family was Muslim. So he was like, let me just take you with my auntie and my cousins to the mosque because you don't know any Muslims. Let me do you that favor. And I told him, you know what? That actually sounds like a good idea. So he takes me to the mosque with his aunt and his little cousins. And there I get my first jilbab from his aunt. She gives me like a prayer set. And I pray for the first time ever in the mosque. I pray Isha. And so the sister section is upstairs. It's, and then the brother section is downstairs in the mosque that I go to. And I just remember after Isha, he comes up to the sister section, which I didn't know this was like not customary. I didn't know this was like not a thing. Brothers just don't show up at the sister section like that. And so this guy, he shows up upstairs and he's like, Flavia, I need you to come with me. I was like, okay. I was like a fresh revert. I'm at a new mosque. I don't know anybody. I want to be super respectful. So he like grabs my hand and he takes me to the Shaykh's office, which by the way, haram, like he's not supposed to even be touching me. And he takes me to the Shaykh's office and he sits me down. Shaykh looks at me. He's like, Assalamu alaikum. What do you guys need? And I don't even speak because I don't know what I'm doing there. Maybe I thought maybe I was taking my shahada again, or like maybe he was just like giving me something. But no, this guy A tells the Shaykh, hey, so she just converted to Islam, and we want to get married. What's the process of doing that? And I was like, yo, what the hell? We didn't even talk about this prior. This was not like a conversation that was even had because I was 16 and he was 19. Like, so I was just sitting there dead quiet as a 16-year-old should. Like I was fuming on the inside, but I didn't want to show it because obviously respect and stuff. So the Shaykh looks at him and he looks at me and he's like, sister, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 16. And then A, mind you, just like, he's a very like red pilly type of guy. So he didn't like me speaking even, which I don't even know why I allowed that, but subhanAllah. I respond and then A just keeps interrupting and the Shaykh is like asking me questions and he's like, you know, when did you revert? And he was like, oh yeah, she reverted yesterday. But that doesn't matter. Like we want to get married, da da da. He kept on interrupting him. And finally the Shaykh was like, yo, cut the crap. Like stop interrupting her. Like I want to hear this from her. And he started asking questions like, you know, where did you learn about Islam? You know, where's your wali? And I looked and I was like, what is a wali? I didn't even know my rights as a woman in Islam. I had literally just reverted yesterday. How was I supposed to know any of that? right? I knew three things were haram. And so the Shaykh was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. First of all, she's 16. She needs her father or a legal guardian to be here to approve a marriage. And also, where's her wali? There's no wali in here. And, you know, he said a couple of other things, but those were the main ones. And A stomped out of there. Stomped out of there, and he was so furious, and he was like, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's misguided. Let me go ask for other second opinions. This guy's favorite word was second opinions. So I'm just like at the masjid with his auntie, and like we're talking, whatever. And I don't know half the stuff she's saying because she's Palestinian, and like I don't know Arabic. So like we're trying to communicate the best that we can. And he comes back, and he tells me, okay, so I asked for second opinions, and one of the brothers said that Islamically, I can marry you, and then we can get legally married later on. Which is true. Yes, that's valid. But I still need a wali. There still needs to be two witnesses. There still needs to be a mahr, which I didn't even know about. So he drags me to his car, and he's telling me like, like, okay, we could get married right now, like in this car, make things halal. And I was like, no, like that's not like, obviously I want to be in a halal lifestyle, but like I don't want to get married to you. Especially because I forgot this detail, but he has a child.